So this is to anybody that feels like they have been completely gaslit for the last 5 to 6 to 7 years on their whole personality type by professionals, quote unquote professionals, by their family members that are diabolical and just toxic. With going to school, really, I loved learning. I still do. And I was an honor roll student. I was in AP classes, AP Psych, and then I passed my AP Psych test and got into college and took psychology, and they did simulations on certain things, including bipolar. And I got cleared from all of that. I got cleared from bipolar. They said I didn't have bipolar. I got cleared from schizophrenia. They said I didn't have schizophrenia. I got cleared from narcissistic personality disorder. They said I didn't have NPD. They said I didn't have sociopathic disorder, BPD, none of that. So I left. I did not take the federal position right after high school, because I felt like I wanted to further my spa industry career opportunities first. I wanted to see what that was about. I wanted to go into college, getting a degree that would be able to assist me with furthering my career moves in government as well. So I left the spa industry and ended up going into government anyway. And I was in accounting for a couple of years with government. And everything was fine. I loved getting up for work. I loved going early in the mornings to go, work out and eat healthy and take care of my home and clean my home before work, clean my home after work, and organize and pay my bills. I was doing the damn thing. And then I had 2 family members misunderstand me. I guess it was snowing or raining outside. We were downtown in the vehicle. And I just looked out of the window and said that it kind of looked like New York City. But I wasn't being serious. I was in my Sex in the City time period as a 21-year-old, okay? And I was just making a joke saying that it kind of looked like New York City because I was watching Sex in the City after work. And I guess they took it offensively and said, we need to take you into inpatient because you're saying the wrong things. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not saying the wrong thing. So I just have a message to anybody that is fleeing from abusive family members. I'm not saying all of your family. If you have all of your family that is abusive, I'm so sorry. I have empathy for you. I have empathy. I'm talking about my situation and 3 people in my family member. I just very verbally abusive, very mentally abusive. If you don't do exactly what they say, the way that they say it, they get very vindictive. They get very abusive until you bend and contort and do whatever they tell you to do and comply completely. Or they start to get very vindictive and nasty. And I am fleeing from that. I've never had to deal with so much turmoil in my life than the most recent years. And I think it's because they are jealous of my potential. They are jealous of my successes, my wins, my failures, and my potential. You had 18 years to put me through psychology testing, to put me through therapy treatments, to put me through all of these assisted type of programs. And you want to wait until I'm 21 of age in my own household doing a damn good job in government to then play these tit for tat games with doctors that aren't even supposed to be contacting you, because I didn't give them permission to contact you. I didn't give you permission to talk to my doctors, but you want to overstep your boundaries, talk to my doctors without permission, make a big scene, trying to contort the situation to benefit you, trying to manipulate the situation to then persuade the doctors to diagnose me with whatever you want to tell them I am. I have a problem with that. Because I went through so many testing. When I went through those simulations in psychology, it really bothered me. Not bothered me to the point where I was like, is this me? But it bothered me because I was like, I want to make sure before I further my career as an adult, I am sane. I am, a decent person. So I went through the psychological testings. I studied everything. I asked my professors. I asked my teachers in psychology, can you do an evaluation? Can you set me up with So by listening and taking the advice of the diabolical, just crumb bucket type of personality family members, advice, it fucked up my whole life. It fucked up my whole life. I went from going to work every day, working out every day, going hiking, going kayaking, living my best life, being skinny and eating right, and doing my fucking job at home with my own household that was provided by myself without anybody else's help. I went from that to being gaslit and strung along in impatience. And being told that I just need to sit there and do this whole impatient cycle every 2 weeks. Every month. But I was just fine. And then they want to play this whole tit for tat game talking about, these are my family members. Oh, well, I see things in you that you don't see. I see that you are failing in life. I see that you are not paying your bills right. I see that you're doing X, Y, Z, but they're not in my household. They overstayed their welcome and started trying to tell me what to do. And ever since I have listened to certain individuals' advice about my life, look, I don't care. It's chains. You're putting me in chains, mentally and physically. But what I will say is, I know the steps to do what I need to do. I would have never passed these federal or local, I would have never passed these tests if something was wrong with me. Even the military wanted me at one point. But now all of a sudden you look at me from the outside looking in and you got a problem with how I'm running my household and tell me who I am. And then cry to the professionals talking about things that never happened to just get me diagnosed with something that you want me diagnosed as. It's foul out here. It's foul out here. I promise you it is. So you misunderstood my statements about what I was watching on TV, which it wasn't anything suspect. I was watching Sex and the City and drinking martinis and wine at home and living my best life. And I wanted to share those moments with my fucking family. And they got offended because they don't like social media. They think social media is the spawn of Satan. They, this and that and the third. And, they don't want to deal with social media. They don't want to deal with Netflix. They don't want to deal with this and that and the third. And they just think that everybody who engages in it is psychotic, or everyone who engages in it is sociopathic. Everyone who engages in it must be NPD. Like, I just cannot. Just because you're not having fun in life doesn't mean that I'm psychotic. Just because you're not having fun in life does not mean that you get to drag me to inpatient when I am hungover. Okay, I was at home, recovering from drinking at home. And a bitch knocks on my door talking about, let's go, we need to take you in somewhere. Why are you in my home? You are not a professional. Why the fuck did you knock on my door on my day off when I'm recovering from drinking? Which I guess it's fine for you to do it in my face when I was a kid. But now that I'm 21, I can't drink? In peace? I'm recovering from a hangover. And this bitch knocks on my door talking about, I smell alcohol. Let's go. I'm taking you in. Bitch, your parents didn't do that shit to you. So you want to take me from my home when I am drinking, or when I'm recovering from drinking, excuse me, and take me somewhere I never thought I would be. Because you are bitter that I'm running my household as an adult differently than you. And I'm happier, I guess, than you right at that moment for you to play these tit-for-tat manipulation games to tell me something's wrong with me when nothing is wrong. She's not on the lease. She's not a co-signer. I'm paying for it. Just knock, 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 knock. What's wrong? What's wrong? You're not yourself. Why are you in my business? I'm not with this whole gaslighting, then love bombing, then spending X amount of money on somebody, then throwing the value in their face, talking about, oh, I spent this much amount on you. You should be grateful. You're being ungrateful. How dare you disrespect me when I spent this money on you? How dare you disrespect me when I do this and do that for you? But if it was really in the kindness of your heart to do those things, you would never throw it back in somebody else's face, because you know damn well that they got it on their own. You know damn well that they got their own bag out here, their own way, their own motion. I don't know what to tell you. How you figured that I'm a grown adult doing a damn good job, getting promoted very heavily in my careers, and you decide to be bitter and jealous and vindictive about the news that I share with you, my mother, and you decide to take it upon yourself to contact my supervisors, my fucking supervisors, to start some shit. This is not daycare. This is not preschool for you to pick me up at. This is my life. My life is better cutting you bitches off. I got my own motion, my own bag. So I have a question. If you were really about this whole solving the disability type of shit, why did you leave me when I was 18 years old to go shake your ass in California and suck your boyfriend's dick and be an atheist and possibly a witch, to then 11 years later tell your 28-year-old daughter, who is about to be 30 in 2 years, to do what you want them to do, to do what you want her to do, exactly to a T, or you're so bitter and jealous and vindictive that you will do anything to destroy her confidence, to destroy her opportunities through gaslighting, love bombing, discarding, and smear campaign. And really, all of this started because I was a Christian. All of this started because I was believing in God. All of this started a long time ago because I was going to church. And I guess my worldly mother and her boyfriend thought I was psychotic because I believed in God. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep the back and forth arguing, the bickering. I'm getting very sick dealing with these two people. Very sick. I'm doing better. My skin is glowing. My hair is growing. My ass is getting fatter. I'm getting skinnier when I cut these bitches off. That's not a coincidence. It's just interesting how certain individuals say certain things and then they switch up. Like they didn't just say that a couple of years ago. Like when I was doing my shit, when I was on my shit, living differently as an influencer and on my own before all of that. Oh, here they come talking about, yeah, we're never going to get a Tesla. Yeah, we love our house the way it is. We're never going to renovate it. Yeah, we just like living simple. You know, we don't do too much. We're not going to really live like that. But you see me doing my thing and you compete with me. Now all of a sudden you got a Tesla. Now all of a sudden you got the badass renovation after I got my luxurious townhouse that you said you were jealous of. Now all of a sudden this. Now all of a sudden that. Now all of a sudden this. I was going to the spa every single paycheck. I was going to the salon every single paycheck. And all of a sudden my mom wants to compete with me. And then turn around and tell me I don't deserve these things right now. You hang out with a certain family member, even if it's your parent, and it just seems fabricated. Like the whole relationship seems fabricated for their benefit. And you're not really getting anything out of it. They don't want to teach you about investing. They don't want to teach you about 401ks, which I already have that information. But I'm just saying, when I was a teenager, they don't want to teach you about all of this stuff. I just don't understand how I can hang out with you and it just seems so fake, so fabricated, just to make yourself feel better. I almost feel like you're giving me hugs, you're giving me gifts, you are pampering me just to throw it in my face and make yourself feel better. It just seems fabricated at this point. Because ain't no way you are jealous of your almost 30-year-old daughter, telling her she is incapable of doing everything she puts her mind to.